So I'm working on a book about all the things I should be doing with my life. It's called an autobiography. Hey folks, welcome to This Week in History, and right up front we want to go ahead and thank our patrons, Steve Stevens, Clayton Jaimes, and the Hayes family. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the support of all of you through liking, subscribing, watching, all that good stuff. But if you want to help out a little bit more, and we're not against you doing that, but of course you don't have to, you can check out our Patreon, the link's down in the description below. Anywho, let's get into it. On September 26th in 1687, the Parthenon in Athens, used at the time as a gunpowder depot by the Ottomans, was partially destroyed after being bombarded by Venetian forces during the Mauryan War. Time didn't do that to the Parthenon, an explosion did. Kinda like how the Sphinx lost its nose possibly 1,000 years before Napoleon was even born. The nose was actually pried off for religious reasons because it was seen as an icon for a religion other than Islam. On September 27th in 1590, Pope Urban VII died of malaria 13 days after being chosen as the Pope, ending the shortest official papal reign in history. Keyword there is official. In 1854, the steamship SS Arctic sank after colliding with another vessel in thick fog. Unfortunately, over 300 people died, and due to a shortage of lifeboats and the breakdown of order, that death toll includes every woman and child on board. Yeah, the only survivors were crew members and the men strong enough to take over boats. On September 28th of 1542, Portuguese explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo arrived at what is now San Diego, becoming the first European in California. On September 29th in 1714, the Russian Empire killed 800 people in a single night as part of their invasion of Finland during the Great Northern War. This was the highlight of what has become known as the Great Hatred. On September 30th of 1399, Henry IV was proclaimed King of England, the first English king since the Norman invasion, whose first language was English rather than French. In 1941, Nazi forces killed nearly 34,000 Ukrainian Jews at the two-day Babi Yar massacre. On October 1st, in 331 BC, Alexander the Great and his Macedonian army defeated Darius III of Persia at the Battle of Gaugamela. This pretty much marked the end of Persia as Alexander took over afterward. In 1800, the Third Treaty of San Ildefonso granted France control of Louisiana in exchange for Spain taking over territory in Tuscany. France would turn around and sell this to the United States less than 3 years later. On October 2nd in 1263, the Battle of Largs was fought between Norwegians and Scots. With the Scottish victory, they ended about 500 years of dealing with the Vikings. In 1864, Confederates defeated Union forces at the Battle of Saltville, but afterwards about 50 wounded Union soldiers were massacred. When Robert E. Lee heard about what happened, he demanded the officer in charge, Champ Ferguson, be held responsible, though this didn't happen until after the war, when Ferguson was arrested, found guilty of war crimes, and hanged. And that's just gonna about do it for this week, but we'll see you back here next week. Same squirrel time, same squirrel channel. Be happy, be healthy, and y'all come back now, you hear?